Imagine a world before email, before smartphones, even before carrier pigeons had little camera drones on their backs. And yet, the Ottoman Empire ran its vast realm with lightning-fast communication that would make today's internet blush. Welcome to the era of the Ottoman drone, the humble pigeon. Yes, you heard right. These feathered messengers carried encrypted letters across thousands of miles, weaving through battlefields, deserts, and palace courts alike. Stick around, and hey, why not subscribe now, as we uncover how these winged couriers and their secret ciphers kept an empire connected, and why their story still matters in our high-speed, screen-obsessed age, long before the roar of jet engines or the hum of quadcopter rotors. The Ottomans harnessed the homing instinct of Columba livia domestica, domestic pigeons, to shuttle vital intelligence. These birds weren't backyard pets cooing on your windowsill. They were specially bred, rigorously trained, and prized almost as highly as the Sultan's jewels. In fact, Ottoman pigeon houses, guvercinlikler, sprang up in palaces and fortresses from Istanbul to Cairo and beyond, each stocked with hundreds of birds bonded by shared lineage and mutual trust. Their training process was no fluff and coo affair. Fledglings learned to fly home from ever greater distances, braving hawks, storms, and wartime gunfire. Trainers released them from distant hilltops, observing their flight paths and stamina, gradually increasing release points from a few miles to hundreds. By the time they matured, these pigeons could navigate over 500 miles, day or night, to deliver their payloads of secret missives. If you're already amazed, smash that like button to let us know. But sending the bird was only half the battle. The real magic lay in the message folded into its tiny capsule. Ottoman scribes mastered a form of steganography, hiding messages in plain sight, by writing on delicate vellum with a microscript so fine you need a jeweler's loupe to read it. To the naked eye, these slips looked like scraps of parchment. To enemy spies, they were worthless fodder for the hearth. Once the pigeon landed, the courier would soak the vellum in water, peel away an outer blank layer, and reveal the hidden telegram within. Still waters run deep, as the old proverb goes, and so did Ottoman communications. Don't forget to comment below what modern messaging system you'd use to hide a secret message. Carrier pigeon, snail mail, or maybe smoke signals? For heavier dispatches, maps, codes, or urgent proclamations, messengers employed cipher systems that would make Sherlock Holmes proud. Letters were written in a grid-based substitution cipher, each letter of the plain text replaced by a symbol drawn from Ottoman calligraphy. Generals in the field memorized the key, then hid it in innocuous documents or disguised it within religious verses. Even if a pigeon fell into enemy hands, its cargo remained gibberish to all but the trained eye. Imagine intercepting a bird, opening its capsule, and finding a line of looping script. To the untrained observer, mere flourishes, but to the Ottoman officer, instructions to mobilize the artillery at dawn. This blend of avian agility and cryptographic cunning gave the Ottomans an edge against foes who relied on slow couriers or exposed runners. If decoding puzzles is your thing, hit subscribe so you never miss our next code-cracking adventure. The scale of the pigeon network was staggering. During the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent, historians record that up to 10,000 pigeons were maintained in Istanbul alone. Each military campaign left behind mobile lofts, wooden boxes fitted with perches and nesting spots, transported by camel or cart to forward positions. These makeshift aviaries were tended by specialist officers known as guvercinlik or chief pigeon masters, whose sole duty was the care, feeding, training, and housing of these feathered assets. They kept meticulous records. Leg bands bore identification numbers, breeding logs detailed parentage, and health registers tracked each bird's performance on trial flights. If a pigeon failed to return 3 times in a row, it was typically retired to breeding duty or, in more ruthless times, culled to maintain high standards. Such was the empire's commitment to reliable communication that losing a bird was akin to losing a horse in a cavalry charge. Sound intense? Hit like if you'd never thought pigeons could be so high stakes. Yet the pigeon network wasn't all secret codes and serious business. There were moments of unexpected humor reminding us these birds were more than mere machines of war. One famous anecdote tells of a carrier pigeon so well fed on palace crumbs that upon release it detoured through a street cafe, pecked at freshly baked simits, and only then flew home late with crumbs still stuck to its feathers. The Sultan, amused by the bird's audacity, is said to have pardoned the delay and even awarded the pigeon a title, Hacı-Güvercin, the pilgrim pigeon. Another tale features a particularly ambitious bird that joined a flock of local sparrows mid-flight, only to realize its mistake and frantically backtrack the next morning, arriving at the loft completely exhausted. Trainers learned to select for birds with singular focus, ensuring their messengers wouldn't be tempted by urban bird feeders or neighborhood pigeon coops. Share your favorite animal hijinks in the comments. We'd love to hear your stories. Training these feathered diplomats demanded a surprising degree of veterinary science. Ottoman pigeon breeders studied avian anatomy, nutrition, and even psychology, recognizing that a stressed bird would refuse flight orders. They mixed special grit with crushed oyster shell for digestion, brewed herbal infusions of mint and chamomile to calm nerves, and even practiced a form of early acupuncture to treat wing strains. Infused water baths with rosemary oil deterred parasites and kept feathers supple, while experimental diets of millet, hemp seed, and dried fruits built muscle without fat. This wasn't amateur bird keeping, it was a full-blown avian R&D program funded by the state. The empire's pigeon corps had the best of everything. Dedicated loft architects, avian nutritionists, and trainers who ran sprints alongside flocks to build endurance. By contrast, modern drone makers still wrestle with battery life and signal interference. If that fascinates you, don't forget to subscribe for more behind-the-scenes tech tales from history. The real test of the pigeon network came during wartime. In the Siege of Vienna, 1683, Ottoman forces used pigeon-borne messages to coordinate troop movements across multiple fronts. While infantry slogged through muddy fields and horses labored over rough terrain, pigeons soared above the chaos, unhindered by trenches or blockades. Messages that would have taken days by land arrived overnight, allowing the Sultan's generals to adjust tactics on the fly. It was the 17th century equivalent of real-time satellite feeds, and it nearly changed the course of European history. When the imperial army retreated, dispatches carried pleas for reinforcements across snow-clad mountain passes, a testament to the bird's resilience in extreme conditions. If you're a fan of epic war strategies, give this video a thumbs up. Of course, enemy forces caught on. During the Long Turkish War, 1593 to 1606, Holy Roman Empire spies began shooting at pigeons with arquebuses, turning the sky into a deadly gauntlet. In response, Ottoman trainers developed volley-flight tactics. Pigeons released in waves of 50, zigzagging to confuse marksmen. They also varied release times and locations, making surveillance a nightmare. When one wave faltered, another would be on its way. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, says the proverb, and the Ottomans certainly didn't. They experimented with camouflage, dyeing some birds' feathers to match the sky, or making them glow faintly at night with bioluminescent powders derived from fireflies, ensuring messages could slip by under cover of darkness. If you can't get enough of these clever tactics, type pigeons in the comments and let's chat. After centuries of service, the pigeon courier system began to fade with the advent of telegraphy in the 19th century. Lines of electric wires snaked from palace to fort, sending Morse code faster than any bird, yet the legacy endured. The Ottoman Postal Service continued using pigeons for ceremonial messages well into the early 20th century, honoring a tradition that once helped hold an empire together. Enthusiasts in Turkey and beyond breed and race carrier pigeons to this day, preserving the ancient techniques in lofts that echo with coos and the flutter of wings. Pigeon racing guilds organize competitions tracing routes once used by imperial couriers, with prizes mimicking the honors once bestowed by the sultans themselves. If you love seeing history live on, hit like and subscribe for more such stories. So what can we learn from the Empire's feathered drones? First, that speed and cunning, pairing rapid delivery with secrecy, can trump brute force. Second, that innovation often lies in borrowing from nature, not just machines. And finally, that sometimes the smallest couriers, a bird weighing mere ounces, carry the heaviest burdens of history. If you enjoyed this flight through Ottoman ingenuity, don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell for more tales of empire, technology, and the unexpected heroes who shaped our world. Next time your phone battery dies mid-email or your Wi-Fi lags during an important call, spare a thought for those Ottoman pigeons, braving hawks and storm clouds so statesmen could make momentous decisions. Their motto might well have been, "Where there's a wing, there's a way." And with that, may all your messages, avian or digital, reach safe harbor. Farewell, noble viewers. Drop your final thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you on the next epic journey through history's hidden highways.